afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, Q Money Magic Man. What up, Q?
Another beautiful day in Lafayette, Louisiana.
We have a whole bunch of people in this wonderful studio. Wonderful people in this wonderful studio. Guys, we're broadcasting live from the KPL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also rebroadcasting KLFY Plus and live on Rumble today. Live on rumble.com. Go check us out. I want to see that chat, especially when we get to this Louisiana redistricting stuff, man. I got some thoughts. You might agree, you might disagree, you might throw a brick at the radio, or you might just shake your head in agreement. Who knows? But first, we got to say, ladies first, we have my dear friends Solange Noriega and Pam Phillips from the Fleur-de-Lis over here, Fleur-de-Lis Republican Women here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're very blessed to have two great groups, Acadiana Republican Women, Fleur-de-Lis Republican Women. Today, we highlight this wonderful group. But you guys got something going on. Y'all have some fun. We have some fun. I know y'all, we have some fun stuff going on, huh? We got this 80s thing y'all are doing. Each month, by the way, it's the second Wednesday? Yes. Second Wednesday of the month. Doors open at 5:30. Now, this Wednesday sold out, which is great. Yes. So I know y'all are happy about that, huh? Yes. All right, so tell us about what's going on. Go right here in this microphone, though. It's you. You're on.
Not this one?
No, that one right there.
So, along with being in the Fleur-de-Lis Republican Women Club, we're also, Pam and I, are fundraising for the Louisiana Federation of Republican Women.
She's fussing at me because of these nerds.
Yes. So, we are bringing back the 80s Republican style, which is our next LF4W fundraiser. It's going to be June 20th at the Ruins. And we're asking our Republican clubs to support us. And it is going to be the 80s theme.
Let's do it.
So if anybody remembers the 80s and
Aquanet.
loves the 80s, we're
Aquanet.
calling y'all to come and celebrate with us.
Members only.
I want to see it. Now, look, how many Bush, see, I'm going to give away my stuff. How many Reagan Bush 84 shirts are we going to see?
So I'm sure Jessie Martin has one.
Hers is authentic.
I think she mentioned she earned it, yes.
Hers is authentic.
Yes. So we're excited.
It's going to be fun. Our sponsors get to pick an 80s song that's going to be played for them that they choose. They can either karaoke it or the DJ will play it. So we're welcoming any more sponsors that would love to join with us, to give us a call. Solange can give you her number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could.
We will later. I got some more questions. Yeah, you can't get off the hook that easy. All right, so what's your favorite thing about the 80s? Like, what do you remember about the 80s? What makes you feel good?
The music.
There you go.
Music.
You think so?
Because everybody still listens to the 80s. Who
You-
doesn't listen to the 80s?
Who's
Who's your favorite?
Well, see, my favorite time of the 80s was Ronald McDonald, because I was little. I was only 1 year old when Bush and Reagan took it over in 84. I was born January 8th, 1983. No, I have fond memories of I would say music.
Wrong crowd.
I would say music. But I was traveling around South Louisiana doing the Swamp Pop tour. So, my music might be different. Yes. But it was, I love the 80s music. Everybody does.
You remember Duran Duran?
Yeah, I remember them.
What do you remember?
They had fake lyrics and
No.
That's not Duran Duran? Who's
No.
that?
Milli
Milli Vanilli. I don't remember Duran Duran now. I know of Duran Duran.
Her name is Rio. Sing it.
I don't have no clue.
Oh, my God.
People are listening saying, what is wrong with this dude?
Right. Okay.
They're probably like, where have you been?
You need
If
to come to the
anybody
80s
knows
party.
Duran
I
Duran,
have to go to the 80s party, Fleur-de-Lis Republican Women, just to get a life.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well,
I mean, it's kinda
you don't
getting
know Duran
boring.
Duran? Okay.
What else do
Who's
I don't
your
know? Come
favorite?
on.
Who's your
Talk to me
favorite,
another
Pam?
one.
I like Bon Jovi.
Well, I know, yeah, Bon Jovi's cool.
I like Prince.
Yeah, see, I know all these. Y'all just hit me up with Duran Duran.
I like a lot of hair bands.
So this is pre-grunge. All right, pre-grunge.
Very pre-grunge.
Yeah. So that's when. So we like hair bands. We don't like transgenderism, but yet we like men who wore a lot of makeup and hairspray.
Yeah, but that was just the band. That's not us. No. We like Jabot jeans. We like Z Cavalry.
Yeah.
Although Pam and
Some
I.
tight rolls.
Wait, it is tight roll. You know what Pam
I did
calls
grow
it?
up in the
Okay.
80s. I mean, I just
No.
little.
This
We
is
have a
what
debate.
Pam was telling me they were called what?
Peg legs.
Peg legs.
No,
Somebody needs to
never.
comment on that.
Never.
Okay?
Q, you've ever heard that?
I have not.
Never. But you heard tight roll, correct?
I've heard of
Tyro
it, but I have
jeans?
no idea what it
How
is.
about when you wore like 3 pair of different color socks?
I have never heard of that.
Yes. Yes.
Q knows about apple
With a
bottom
spring
jeans, but that's
belt.
okay.
Oh,
So my friend Susan, what?
I don't know. That didn't even make sense.
Okay. So how about the jelly shoes?
I don't know, but we're gonna move on. How can we make how can the folks find out more about Fleur de Lis Republican women?
we have a Facebook page.
Yeah, go to the Facebook page, Fleur de Lis Republican Women.
We also have a website, fleurdelisrepublicanwomen.com.
I like that. And a great logo. Guys, second Wednesday of each month. Not this month, though, because it's already sold out. We're going to take a tiny little pause. When we get back, we're going to heat it up a little bit, though. We're going to talk Louisiana redistricting. I think great things are happening. But I got some thoughts. What's race got to do with it anyway, huh? We'll be right back. No, I'll fit in now. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Man, we're also broadcasting live on Rumble.com. Let me go see you over there at Rumble.com. Look, you're looking for a dealership that actually puts people first all the time, actually strives for that. Make Giles Subaru here in Lafayette your next step, your next stop. At Giles Subaru customer service, it's not just a promise, it's how they do business every single day. From the moment you walk in, their team is focused on making your experience easy, comfortable, completely stress-free. Giles Subaru. And here's something you won't find just anywhere. Giles Subaru even has an on-site dog park. Bring your pup along while you shop or wait for service. That's right. That's right. I see the reactions in the studio. It's just one more way they go the extra mile for their customers. And if you are a customer of Giles Subaru, all you have to do, you go in, you get your coins, you go to the dog wash, you can wash your dog for free. It's warm water. They have a drying station. It's pretty awesome, actually. But they got really great cars, too. And the service is matched by none. Go visit Giles Subaru here in Lafayette, right on Johnson Street, or go to GilesSubaru.com. Giles Subaru, where customer care comes standard. Hey, one little tidbit on the LFRW, Louisiana Federation of Republican Women. That 80s, I was about to say contest, gathering. Yes. Party. Yeah, party. I can't think of the words. June 20th, 2026, you can go to the LFRW's website. Check it out, $40. You got to register in advance. All right, let's go to, hey, I got James Noriega, my dear friend, Dr. Noriega in the house. What's up, James?
Oh, nothing much. How you doing, Josh?
I'm good. Let's talk redistricting, shall we?
Shall we?
All right, let me throw a little throw a little notes out there. If you, it started today at the Capitol. This entire fight, I'm going to get a little deep here. A little deep, tiny little deep, okay? This entire fight now comes down to one really, really, really big question. America, not just Louisiana, America keeps dancing around. How do you fight racism by officially using race?
Exactly. That's what we keep doing.
How do you fight racism by officially using race? That is really what this conversation has become. We're talking about, was it just one race district or two race districts based on, how about none? How about none? The United States Supreme Court already ruled 6-3 that Louisiana's current congressional map was an unconstitutional racial gerrymander because race was the dominant factor in drawing that second majority minority district. Okay? All right, so that's the ruling. Very much so. I don't know how that's not a 9-0 ruling. I don't see. That's just my respective dissent to the dissent. Okay? So now lawmakers, as you can imagine, going back to the drawing board. We got several friends up there working hard. Most likely the outcome seems to be we're going to go back to a 5-1 Republican-Democrat breakdown. But I'm going to say it differently. Five districts not based on race, one district based on race to achieve political outcome.
Correct.
Fair assessment?
That's what we've been doing.
That's what I think.
It?
Yes. How's it going? Now,
well,
now, everybody listening already knows the history of this particular case. We're talking about Calais, Louisiana versus Calais. That was the challenge to this second majority minority district. Louisiana was defending that and saying, no, we have 2 Democrat seats that we want to stand by. Whatever, okay? Then midstream, Louisiana changed its course, and I say kudos to that. So whoever was the deciding factor in that or deciding people, I ain't mad at you for your original position. I'm thankful for your second position. We don't need to hold on to the bad stuff of the past, okay? So, yeah, that was a good move. So they said, hey, this district is unconstitutional. Well, my thing is, if that district's unconstitutional, how is the other district not unconstitutional?
correct.
Or are you just going to have just one? Is that, well, that's not as much unconstitutional. Like, what? No, we know what it is. There ain't no way politics in Louisiana is going to let Troy Quarter and Cleo Fields lose their seat. It's just not. I just say if they can win in a race, win. I don't have any problem against neither of those gentlemen. I've only Cleo I worked with while I was in office a little bit more. Mr. Carter I just met a couple times. Both nice gentlemen to me. You know, my interactions. Go win the race. Go win the day. Go win more days than the other ones. Because I think most Americans right now, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Martian, green, everybody, we're getting a little sick here, a little tired of race being injected into every single political conversation in this entire country. I'd say most of us want fairness. That's fair? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting some high fives in here. Most people want equal treatment. Doesn't matter what you have behind your name or what you look like. Most people want to move forward together, believe it or not. That's why this whole SAVE Act, it's proving you're an American citizen to register to vote in an American election. Most Democrats support that, 70-something%. You know how hard it is to get 70-something%? I mean, look at some of the Democrat council seats, Democrat legislative seats. Even in those parishes, it's hard, or city districts or parish districts, it's hard to get past 70%. So when you got more than 70%, you can't even, most people, most folks, people listening, watching, we really do want, we have a natural desire to move forward together. We're not designed to have animosity all around us. It's not natural. That's why fewer and fewer and fewer people are being involved and engaged in politics. And now you're getting more and more power-hungry, corrupt people across the spectrum, national, state, and local, abusing power at every level for political gain. But as far as this redistricting, it's kind of like, I don't know. Are we going to keep having race in the equation, or are we not?
I hope not.
When you have a patient, you don't say, I'm only taking black or white patients. You're taking the patient.
Correct.
When I have a client, I take the client.
We shouldn't see color.
We don't.
We shouldn't.
But there
Too many do.
There's one party, and it's the Rhino Democrat Party. They're the same. That see it differently. They see it as a scoreboard. They see it as a chessboard. And they can play chess. They can definitely play chess. Long-term chess. But I think we can say this plainly. Most of us do not support racism. My goodness. Most of us, we don't care who it comes from either. We don't tolerate it. We don't care what party it comes from. We don't care what excuse gets attached to it. We don't support racism. And personally, I'm just saying, my own two humble sense, okay, I struggle with the idea of government drawing districts based on race at all.
I have to 100% agree with you there.
I mean, Doc, we hear the Equal Protection Clause. We hear all these things that Republicans fought for. But where in that, and I get it, okay, even if we put ourselves 50 years ago in 1976, different times.
Totally.
Different times. Before the 80s, before Duran Duran, which I did hear some songs or I heard of a song. I do know, yes, I have heard Duran Duran. Now I can associate the name with the sound. Yeah, see, I didn't know. I really didn't know. And y'all educated me. I'm a better person. Yes. You are. She is a better person because I now know Duran Duran. Okay, cool. Thank you. But I tell you what, I think a lot of folks struggle with that. We're either going to be a country that has policy not based in race or a country that's bases their policy on. It's not just race anymore. It's like race for political gain. I mean, look, the government, when we do this, the government sorts citizens out primarily by skin color for political gain. Man, that is like fire. And we've been doing it for a long time, from affirmative action to creating districts, voting districts based on race. In 1976, that looks different than 2026. I think we have grown as a country. I do believe there was a higher dose of racism in 1976 where you could probably say, maybe it is something we should look at to maybe consider. All right, now that we've tried it, maybe there were some good things that came out of it. Maybe there wasn't. But you can, there's only so much Coke in the Coke can, okay? There's only so much, I'll be equal. There's so much Pepsi in the Pepsi can. Like, dude, got it, all right? Like, move the flip on. Let's go. You know, moveon.org. That's what my law professor back in the day was saying. Move on. He's from Africa. Moveon.org. I said, okay. Now I moveon.org. All right. So, but I think it's dangerous territory. I think it's dangerous territory if we go with if we go with a district based on race, when we just saw, maybe I'm gonna open up the phone lines after this break, but maybe I'm way out there. Y'all tell me if I'm way out there, but think about it. We just had 2 districts that were based on race. One district was deemed unconstitutional. The other district is based on the exact same thing as the district that was just deemed unconstitutional. If A equals B and B equals C, A equals C. So do we really need to go to further litigation to overturn this district? Is that what we're going to do again? Because I'm all about freedom. I really am. I am all about Mother Freedom ringing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think we're in dangerous territory. And also I understand the legal arguments too. You know, the legal arguments here, and we'll break here in a little bit, you know, the courts have wrestled with for years is under the Voting Rights Act. And there's a lot of history that goes with it. And I'll talk about that real evil if we have the chance. And I'll tell you about where the 2 parties were on it again, like Forrest Gump. You just said Forrest Gump, didn't you?
I did.
See, there we go. All right, guys, stick around. Me and James will be right back. And Q, you can have some fun too. All right, peanut gallery's out there. I love you. I'll be right back. Oh. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Broadcasting live from the KPL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana, and on Rumble.com. I want to see you over there at Rumble.com. Let's get that chat rocking. Phone lines are wide open. What you think about this redistricting? Should districts be based on race at all? Am I a racist for saying that? Am I a racist? Am I a racist for saying that we shouldn't have congressional districts based on race? I don't know. Call in. Tell me how racist I am. But I think that is not racist. I think it is the absence of racism. I'm just trying to state the obvious. But where we're at right now, Louisiana, you got an opportunity. We really do. you just led the way. You said one district was unconstitutional because that district was based primarily on race. Got it. Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional. Okay. Well, if the other district is based on race, predominantly, matter of fact, overwhelmingly now, because you only have one. So now, that's even more emphasis on race. This is a more unconstitutional district than it was before. Just saying. Oh, unless we have to live with this irony, it's racist, psych. You know what I mean? Almost. It's a racist district, guys. Psych. Only.
Like haunt.
Yeah. Oh, like haunt. Okay. 80s and Doosan, maybe. I love Doosan, by the way. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, I want to give a shout out real quick, though, honestly, to Mayor Johnny Thibodeau and the aldermans over there, the council. Dude, if you hadn't been to Doosan, I drove through the other day. It's awesome. It's looking really good. A lot of residential growth over there. A lot of economic growth. So shout out, y'all. Keep an eye on Doosan now. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. They're coming in hot in a good way. In a good way. All right. So yeah, let's go to this though. 232-1542. If you feel like opining on that, or if I scared you away, I understand. I get it. I'll take all the arrows. Let's see here. Now, I do believe we talked about 1976 versus 19. Yeah, we'll take a phone call outside of 2026. Okay, but we'll go back to that. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. I think I know this gentleman. What's your name? Where you calling from? Oh, caller, you're live. All right. Let's see. Try back again, caller. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. And so let's go back to this. Okay. 1976, 2026. Okay, we have this district that's focused solely on race. I think we can say 1976 a little different, huh, Doc?
A lot different.
You know, we kind of grow a little bit, you know, and it's also true that America changed because Americans changed and Americans grew. I mean, look, I grew up in South Louisiana just like a lot of people. Okay, I get it. January 8th, 1983 is different than it is now. Culture's different. We're not as racist. I don't know what to say.
We had fun.
We had fun, though. Not into racism, but we had fun. Yes, of course. You're talking about the 80s. All right, let's go here. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
No, this is John calling from Broussard.
Hey, John from Broussard. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, man, just enjoying your conversation as always. Appreciate you.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
So,
what you got today?
Yeah, man. Look, so I'm originally from a small town, and we had redistricting back when, not too long ago. But I think the question is it about representation? Are these lower areas having problems with getting representation due to the cost involved with running for political offices?
You're saying for minorities, like that's their only way?
For any area that's fighting for redistricting, is it a problem with getting that representation that lives there, that because it costs so much to run for an office? Or is that also part of that conversation?
Yeah, I don't know. Q, what you think on that?
I think it could be in a way.
Yeah,
I mean, I
possibly.
think it's going to vary.
That's a good, but look, I like it though, John, because it's a thought I hadn't thought about. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm sure it's part of the equation. Thanks for calling in, man. I love the folks in Broussard. Always bringing some. See, there we go, Pammy P. Who we going to next? All right, Mr. Blue Wave, my dear friend, what's going on? My favorite Democrat friend.
Hey, we're going. Prediction. You hear me?
I'm with you. I'm waiting. I'm gritting my teeth.
Okay. Prediction. Nick Barras gonna win. John Day gonna win. Trio Pio gonna win.
Ooh.
And who else I got left over? Like I said.
That's a pretty long list though, Mr. Blue Wave.
Oh, that's my list.
And that's your prediction?
That's it.
All right. It's locked and loaded. We got it. Thank you, Mr. Blue Wave. Love Mr. Blue Wave. Love him. All right, let's keep the phone lines open. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? Calling from the racetrack. What's happening? Oh. All right, try back again. That's some pretty interesting callers.
That was.
My friend John from Broussard, that's, and you hear that a lot with communities. You'll hear that phrase, I forgot what, unity of community or something like that. You'll hear that, some buzzwords in the legislature.
Do you think it costs the same to run for a district out of New Orleans that it does to a more rural area? Because you're not going to have as much money needed. It's not going to be nearly as expensive in a rural area to run as like in a New Orleans or Baton Rouge, where your billboards are going to be 5 times the amount. So you're going to need less money to run in a district like that.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. Would it stop somebody from running if they don't have the money? Probably. Poor places, maybe.
I would say this, my humble 2 cents, it's all relative. If you live in a lower cost of living area, you campaign in Mamou, you don't need as many donors, you don't need as much money, but it costs cheaper. You campaign in New Orleans, you got to pay the mob, you got to pay. I'm kidding. Mob didn't do anything to us today.
Not yet.
Let's see here. Who we going to? Renee. Bring the heat, Renee.
Yeah, I'm gonna predict that, like Mark Levin said, the woke conservatives are gonna turn rhino on us, and they're gonna worry about and comprehend and ponder about the right and wrong about what Trump's doing, and no matter how hard Trump's gonna try to do the right thing, it's just not gonna happen. The people's not into it. I mean, I wish they were, but I think we're gonna have more communist mayors come out of nowhere. More rhino mayors might just pop out and be communists. It's just gonna be a big disappointment. I hate saying that, but that seems to be the flavor of the Kool-Aid right now. It's in the water. It's everywhere.
Well, thank you, Renee. Thank you. Good points. It's a lot of apathy. There's a lot of voter apathy because they see children running the show. That's my take, okay? And then you have really good candidates. Who in the heck would want to run? Who in their right mind would want to run for office right now?
Exactly.
If you go in there, you do the right thing, you help people, yeah, you might upset some elites. Yeah, you might take away some of the Kool-Aid or whatever, I get it. But look what they're doing to Trump. Look what they're doing to other people, I mean, if the shoe fits. I mean, look, they're using their position to abuse it in a way that is so anti-American. This is what the Gestapo would do, man. You want to talk about Hitler? Like, what you see with this lawfare, that's where it starts, man. Then they're going to come after our freedom of speech. They're already trying to do that with social media. But if we lose our justice system, if we let rogue, left-leaning progressive ideologues at the national level or at the district attorney level or AG, AGs kind of, the 50 AGs kind of do their own thing, but even there, okay, anywhere where there's a badge or prosecutorial discretion there, dude, you have a sacred trust. You have like a really big trust that we, the people, give you. And when you violate that, it's just, unfortunately, we saw that during COVID, but when you violate that, your trust in the system goes down. People already don't trust the justice system. And it's sad because it's starting to carry over to judges. It's starting to carry over to judiciary. Not that the judges are doing it, but they're tied to it. They're all in the system. It's unfair to them. Yeah, you got some rogue judges, but you got rogue everything. You got rogue customer service reps. I mean, you know what I mean? Most of them are good. But my goodness, this is a poison in the well that we will not survive. You will survive a president. You will survive a legislature, a governor, a mayor, a council member, tax assessor most days. My boy was in here the other day. Did a great job as always. But we will not come back as a country if we lose the justice system, if we lose the judiciary. So anyway, let's go back. Oh, yes, thank you very much. Let's go back to the phone line, shall we? Caller, you're live in the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Eddie.
Oh, there's Eddie. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I didn't see the call ID. What's up, Eddie? Bring the heat, baby. You calling me a racist?
All right, bro. All this new districting that's going on, what's wrong with going back to the way it was before they gerrymandered every dang on thing? You know? And then I don't know if this is true. Maybe you could define this. And I heard that they were thinking about putting up a state. Oh, well, yeah.
What was that last part? Oh, I got what he was saying, though. So basically going back to where they gerrymandered it. Look, even if we go back, all the way back to, I don't know, 1960, 1970, when all the discussion started about affirmative action, mid-60s, later to the 70s and so forth, and on and on. Even if we give, we can be realists. There was high-level racism, okay? Something had to be done. Looking back, maybe we did go too far. We did end up going too far with affirmative action in those areas, but maybe the timing was a little off. Maybe it lasted too long. I don't know. You err on the side of caution, I guess, in that situation. But, man, you can't keep punishing people for a sin that they did not commit. You just can't, okay? Like, even the laws of Moses go down to the third or fourth generation. I mean, my goodness. So, like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, let's get back to reality. And I'll tell you this, because we talk about, we Republicans seem to be lumped in with and synonymous with racism in certain demographics in our country, which is so ironic that these particular groups, minorities in particular, that have taken the hook, line, and sinker, took the bait from the party of slavery. The zebra don't lose its stripes, okay? But we forget history, and we forget our party's history and their party's history. Like, we agree a lot, and we agree more than we disagree as Americans, but we need to understand that there is a clear, distinct difference in our history and the clear, distinction of our ideology, okay? If there's any left in either party, I think we have a little bit more, okay? I think we just have a little bit more. But let's go down history, memory lane, okay? Republicans led the way on the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery. I bet you there wasn't a Democrat vote. They were all seceded. Well, came back. Republicans led the way to the 14th Amendment, guaranteed equal protection, saying that no state shall deny anybody of life, liberty, or property without due process. That's the only provision in the Constitution there twice, due process. Why did we have to put due process twice? Because the Democrat Jim Crow laws that were about to be kicked through the door at the time in 1868, they had to. And it was the Republicans leading the way. It was the Republicans that led the way on the 15th Amendment protecting voting rights. Republican votes were critical for the Civil Rights Act in 1964, for the Voting Rights Act that followed just after it. This history matters. And honestly, one thing I think regular folks can grow wary of is being constantly told the country is hopelessly racist while simultaneously being told government should openly sort people by race for political outcomes. Now that is not American. We're going to take a tiny little break. When we get back, we might talk about this topic some more. We're keeping those phone lines open though. Stick around. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Hey, if you've been dealing with ongoing health issues, not getting real answers, might be time to look at a different approach. Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic in Lafayette specializes in functional medicine, focused on the 3 pillars of human health to help you get to the root of what's really going on in your body. Hey, look, you're tired of just treating the symptoms? Their approach combines advanced testing, data, technology, and nutrition to create outcome-focused care that's built around you. And I know all about it. Me and my sweet bride go to that nice location. They've helped us out a lot of our friends. And you can join the fam, too. So go visit Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic in Lafayette and take the first step towards real, lasting health. Give them a call, 983-CARE. So a lot of care going on with this redistricting thing. And a lot of us are just asking, hey, what's race got to do with it? I thought we were not doing race things anymore. I thought racism was bad. I think racism is bad. I think racism is bad a lot, But I think that what's also bad is constantly being told that the entire country is racist while the government is doing the exact thing racism is. And it's worse. They're organizing groups of people by their race for political outcomes. Now, that's like really bad racism. So people hear that contradiction. Now, politically, Louisiana is a Republican state. Majority of us are at least vote Republican, and that's just reality. Donald Trump dominates here. We do have a majority Republicans in the House and the state. Got a Republican governor. And I think a lot of people are looking at this Supreme Court ruling and saying, why, just like what Eddie said, why can't maps simply reflect voters naturally instead of government engineering districts around race? Eddie just called back. I was going to go right back to you, Eddie. Let's go to Renee. Renee, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I want to say I really dislike the racism part because I get to see it from my receiving angle. I just want to say, if you don't like me in politics, you don't like me in world culture on TV and constantly talk bad about me because who I'm related to, you must not like my tax money if I have means to make sure you don't get it. Why not have a St. George in Lafayette and all over the country? If we can't do without it, I'm not being exclusive, talent, welcome, but if we can't do without this racism stuff, well, give it.
You can't, he said frog 'em, I think. I think he said frong 'em. Like a Frong. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, yeah, let's go back to this. So why can't, the question that Eddie asked and other folks asked, hey, can we just stop letting the government use race for political reasons? That is not hatred. That is not racism. That is real constitutional and moral debate. Why do we have to continue to tell African Americans and other minorities that you're less than just because of your race? Why do we have to tell them that? Why can't we encourage them by the innate beauty that God has engineered in every soul that he has blessed to walk this planet? That is what this country used to belong to, used to believe. In 50, 60 years now, we have used race look, we've always had a problem apparently with race, and the Democrat Party has always led the way on that, and they're doing the same thing right now. They only like the black vote. They don't like the black people. At least that's what their actions say. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, and welcome to hour number 2. I remain your grateful host. Still in studio with me is a whole bunch of folks, including Q Money Magic Man. What up, Q?
Another beautiful day in Lafayette, even with the rain.
Ooh, it's raining, but guess what? It's sunshine in here because it's Just Joking with Janet. It's JJWJ. What up, Janet in the hizzy? Bring the joy, bring the love, bring a joke.
I can't compete with that introduction.
Let's go. What you got?
My husband said we need to stop traveling so much and start saving money. I said, okay. I went by myself and saved 50%.
See, she knows what 50% is. If the Senate, if the U.S. Janet, if the U.S. Senate would know what 50% is and just one more vote, they would know it's a majority. See, Janet knows it. Thanks, Janet. JJWJ. Kill Switch, where you been? I hadn't heard from you, hadn't seen you on the Rumbles. Hey, by the way, Don Ho, I appreciate you, brother. Very kind words, and I think that's a pretty good assessment of the situation. Pretty good assessment. All right, hey, there's so many things going on in the legislature. We're running out of minutes here. We got UL baseball coming out after this. Go Cajuns. Face scans are in the legislature. We'll probably, Q, let's try to, if it's still a thing, maybe we'll cover it Monday. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But I do want you to at least Google that if you have some chance. So many thoughts on that. But, Doc, you have some updates. There was a bill that was introduced, if I'm not mistaken, that wanted to do away with medical review panel boards. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so medical review panels, very unique in our law. I don't know about other states, but in our state, if you have a claim for medical malpractice and it's a qualified physician, maybe meaning they pay into that PCP, whatever that is, not the drug, but the
Louisiana Compensation Fund.
Yeah, that one. LCP now? Okay. All right. So, you know the acronyms. But anywho, so they're saying that, the law says that you have to go to this medical review panel before you file suit in a medical malpractice case. So, Doc, you are kind of in the weeds there on the legislation. Holla at us.
Correct. So SB 500, it's been around for a little while. They've been trying to get it through for a while. Basically, we'll get rid of the medical review panel, making it easier for people to sue physicians. As a physician, we think this is a horrible, horrible thing, and we hope it goes away completely. What this will do is it's going to increase malpractice rates. It's going to increase malpractice suits as well. With doctors, and many people don't realize this, but physicians make 33% less than we made in 2001, 25 years ago, with most of that coming since 2021 with Obamacare. So, you know, when you see these physicians and you think, man, they're so busy, that's why, because we got to see 33% more patients than we did in 2001 to make the same amount of money. And that, of course, is inflation-based. So any increase in malpractice, which is already extremely high because of the number of people who like to
maybe frivolously claim, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you what, we only have a few minutes. I wish we had more. We're going to keep talking about this, but I wish we had more time to open up. I know I have some friends out there that practice medical malpractice. Maybe some friends that I have a lot of friends on the trial bar, believe it or not. We have lovely discussions on tort law. It's wonderful, real exciting. But
I can only imagine.
But I'll tell you, most of those guys are really good folks that want to help people. But there are consequences to legislation. Medical review panels, they are kind of unique. You know, some to try to be fair here, some other folks could say, well, you don't have to. If you sue a lawyer, you don't have to go through a panel. If you sue your neighbor, you don't have to go through a panel. If you sue the government, you don't have to go through a panel for most of the time. I think there's some exceptions. So what's healthcare providers? Why are y'all different?
Well,
this is the best answer.
It's a whole different
yeah,
level.
there's a layer to that. And look, I'm going to say this: it is there as a buffer to prevent these frivolous claims. And if you do eliminate that, I was just being silly, but if you do eliminate that, it probably is going to open the floodgates to more litigation. More litigation means more cost. More cost means we, the people, are going to end up paying those costs because the company's going to make what they call net profit every single time. Every single time. Twice on Sunday, Q Dog. Q, you've been so quiet over there. What do you think about these medical review panels? Doc, thank you so much. We share offices. Okay, he's right next to me. I'm his tenant. He's a great landlord too, but a good friend. I don't know how y'all are so good with your staff getting many patients in and out. I can only imagine if your workload is that much more, your costs are that much more, but your compensation is that much less. I could see where that could cause an imbalance here. But Q, what you think in 30 seconds over there?
I like the current system. To me, the current system protects both the patient and the doctor.
Agreed.
You know, if we go to a system where you can just instantly sue doctors, think about how many times someone is unhappy with care, but the care is sufficient and the patient gets better. We're literally taking gasoline and throwing it on fire.
On a spark.
And at a time when medical costs are rising, but only for consumers. The money's not making it to the providers.
Exactly. Well said.
Man, well said. All right, guys. Look, man, stick around. We got a special segment following this with my friend, dear Bob Giles. Stick around. You guys have a great weekend. May God bless you. Be careful out there and be kind.